Okay, I think I'm recording. I don't know if you can see me or not. I'm up in the corner, but I think it blanks it out when I record these over Zoom. So you are going to do this project where you're basically creating 5 multiple choice questions, and I want to walk you through how to create a quiz. We're going to do it with kind of just a silly quiz, and I'd like you to actually do the silly quiz, and then you can go back and do it a second time. And I'm going to teach you one thing you don't have to know for the project, but it's a useful thing to know how to do. If you've never created a quiz before, there's just a couple of things you have to do it. So there is some instructions that you will see in Google Classroom that explains the whole thing, but one of the things they have in there is how to instructions for building a Google form quiz. So I'm going to, as well as an example, as well as a draft document, which you can all look at later. But this looks like this. So if you go to Google Drive, which I already have opened, which is right here, and I've navigated to a folder that I want to put this in. If you can dump everything in your main drive if you want to, but it's better to organize your folders. So I'm going to do a new and Google Form, and it's going to come up here, I think, about blank form. You can do blank quiz. I'm going to do blank form. Blank quiz just probably flips one thing. And then so right now, this is not a quiz. This is a form, which means if you can create multiple choice questions, but it won't grade them. So to get them to grade, you've got to go over to settings and make this a quiz. Okay, this is not the exact order that I have on these instructions here, but that's probably one of the most important things. So there's me navigating in the instructions. Oh, let's give it a title. And I think one of the instructions I give you is to name it, put your name in there and your period. So I might say Mr. T, period 3, and this is my mini semester exam view or something like that. We're going to make up kind of a silly one here. But the idea is, and then I can, say whatever I want to, if I want to, blah, 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 if I want to add some additional instructions. Notice this untitled form up here in the upper left. If you click on that, it will automatically take that name that you just write in. Otherwise, you may go back and wonder where it is, and it's still called blank form. And then it automatically defaults to a multiple choice question, which is great. Let's go back and see if our instructions. Oh, and there we are. So I made up a question. What is the capital of California? One of my favorite multiple choice questions is fastest land animal, and the answer is the cheetah. And maybe we will put in, let's see, what would be a good distractor? Oh, an ostrich is a fast animal, somebody might say, so that'd be a good primary distractor. I could do something like maybe an orca, which is a pretty fast thing, but it's not a land animal, so it's not such a good distractor. What else is something? I'm going to do fighter jet. And finally, what's something else that's a decent distractor? Let's say headquarters. Now notice I put cheetah number 1. I like putting my first answer as being number 1. Notice if I click on that, nothing happens because I've got to go to the answer key. So I go to answer key and I can put in cheetah, and now that's created. I always like to do number 1. And then what I typically like to do is go down and click on these 3 dots down here and say shuffle the option order. So it shows up for 1 for me while I'm building it. So I always put it down first to make sure I got the right answer. But then I can get it to scramble it. If you want to put it in a different place, especially if you've got a none of the above, you can do that. But that's just what I like to do. Notice mine is automatically required. I like making them required so people don't forget to fill them out. That's kind of optional. Okay, let's see if I've forgotten anything in my instructions. So let's see. So I want to create another question. Okay, so I'm going to create another question. Go over here, hit plus. Okay, do a plus. I'm going to do something a little different here. I'm going to first of all make a short answer, and then I'm also going to make. I'm going to use this right over here. So this is good if I've got something I wanted to upload. I can upload it. I can also search Google image. Let's see. Let's look for a Lincoln. Okay, I'm just going to throw Lincoln in there. So I might just say Going to throw Lincoln in there, and I might say, who is this? Now, you don't have to do, in fact, you should not do anything other than multiple choice for our project. But now the problem with this is free response. And if I want to check it, there's a lot of things that people could say. So I might do something like, what is this person's first name? And then down here for answer key, I could say, well, let's see. Somebody might type in Abraham. They might type in Abraham lowercase. They might type in Abraham all uppercase. They can do all kinds of weird things. And the question is, do I maybe want to get people, they might type Abe, like Honest Abe, something like that. And I can say Mark Alton. It would grade these correctly. And it'll grade anything else incorrectly. And if you don't click that, you can go back and regrade things manually, but that's a pain. You don't want to do that. So normally what I will do on something like that is I might add in description. I might add in first letter, uppercase, all others, lowercase. And I might even say must spell correctly. And I might even say shortened name, okay. Okay. And so that way it would check. I think that's mostly what I need to show you. Let's see here. Under settings, we've made it a quiz already. Once again, notice that when I go in and put the key, it automatically has answer key. It's automatically assigned 1 point to mine. I think it does that by default. It's in settings. I think by default, when you create a quiz, it automatically makes them 1 point. Let's see if there's anything else in here that you need to change. I would just leave all these turned on. I don't always have them turned on, but I typically do. We do want to collect email addresses. I think everything else we probably want this way. Depending on what I'm doing, I may say limit to 1 response. For what you're doing, I would leave that turned that way. Oh, the last thing in here, one of the things you're going to have to do in here is you're going to have to write a reflection. And so under the confirmation message, your reflection goes here. It shows up right at the very end. And I'm remembering one more thing, no responses yet. So one of the things you also have to do is under the answer key, there's this add answer feedback. This is where you'd say, look it up or something like that. The idea, there's a whole bunch of instructions for what you're supposed to put there. But if you're for multiple choice, put it in both places because only one of them will show up. And so you can put the same, I usually put the same thing in both places. And I'll just explain both the correct one and any distractors in there. And if you actually, you'll see it in my practice version, what's exactly in there, but that's where you find that. It's under that, but there's 2 places for feedback, whereas these, there's only 1 place for feedback. Let's see if I've forgotten anything else. I think that's pretty much everything. Once again, these are all the instructions. If you want to go back, look at it, I've marked things as correct, add answer feedback. The different variations, if you ever, once again, I'm showing you this thing about fill in the blank just because I think it's useful for you to know. Oh, if you want to preview it, if I go to the little eyeball there, I can preview it and then I can take it like I'm a real person. I can say Orca, notice that Cheetah is no longer first. In fact, let's have that one grade correct. Let's have this one grade incorrect. Maybe I'll call him Abby. Okay, when I hit submit, we'll see, I can say, oh, it did not say that other thing. I must not have saved it. I got Cheetah right, and I got this one wrong, and it tells me. And so if I go back here, I'm still working on it. Oh, and one fun thing, if you want to customize your theme, it's always fun just to make them look a little different. That actually might be helpful because people are going to be looking at yours, and it might be helpful if there's something kind of special that they remember. Oh yeah, his is the one with the basketball shot or whatever you want to choose there. I'm also curious why this other thing that I did not show up. Oh, I never hit save. So your reflection goes here. Let me go try it one more time. preview. So let me get this one wrong this time. And let me get Abe Lincoln right this time. Oh, your reflection goes here. So I can submit another, or I can view my score. See what that looks like. And finally, oh, now that we're back here, oops, I closed it. You'll notice there's some responses in there now. There should be 2 responses. So I can see who said what down there, as well as if I click on that, it'll do a spreadsheet of all the responses so far. Okay, that's plenty. I'm going to sign off here.